Earlier this year, sneaker boutique Ma Maniere released what many are considering the sneaker of the year, the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 3s. Personally, I haven't made up my mind yet, but this shoe is definitely up there. And now, a couple months later, Ma Maniere is trying to replicate their success of the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 3s, this time on a pair of Air Jordan 1s. What's up, everybody? I'm Seth Fowler, and today I'm reviewing the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 1s. So before we dive into the sneaker itself, let's first talk about its release. So the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 1 first released through Ma Maniere on November 24th for a retail price of $200. But the good news is, for those of you that missed out, including myself, this shoe is re-releasing or having a much wider worldwide release on the Nike Sneakers app on December 3rd. And for those of you wondering how I have a pair right now, well, I don't really have any patience and I bought them on Goat Instant Ship and paid resale. So, man. The shoe's shedding a little bit. I didn't expect that. I guess that's just what cracked leather does. It's a material trait. We'll call it that. So unlike the previous Ma Maniere Jordan brand collaboration, the Air Jordan 1s actually come in full family sizing instead of just women's sizing, which actually doesn't seem like that big of a deal because the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 3s, while they were only women's size shoes, technically, most guys were buying them anyway, including myself. But I think that this time around with the Air Jordan 1s, there might be a couple larger sizes. So the guys who couldn't fit in the Air Jordan 3s, you probably have some size options with the Air Jordan 1s. But before we dive any deeper into the sneaker itself, let's first take a look at the box. Now I know some people don't like when I do this just because most boxes are honestly pretty similar, but with Ma Maniere collaborations, the boxes are always fire. So as you can see, this Ma Maniere Air Jordan 1 box comes with this clear plastic sheath or cover. Then underneath the plastic cover, you've got an Air Jordan 1 box that actually comes in the same sort of color scheme as the sneaker itself, which I thought was really cool. Most of the box comes in this cream color, and then the accents are in the same sort of dark burgundy that you have on the shoe. Not only that, but around the sides of the box, you also have the Ma Maniere logo. So obviously, because I bought this pair for myself, I did grab a size 9, and Jordan 1s tend to fit true to size, so I was pretty confident going with the size 9. And the official colorway of this collaboration is Sail Burgundy Crush. Oh yeah, and on the inside of the box, you've also got a photo of Michael Jordan doing the iconic Jumpman pose. Very, very cool to see. And then you've also got Ma Maniere's logo printed on the paper. But getting back into the sneaker, while the colorway of this shoe is very similar to the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 3s, the inspiration behind this shoe is pretty different. So the founder of Ma Maniere, which by the way it is pronounced Ma Maniere. I've been calling it Ma Maniere for months at this point, but I looked it up. It's actually Ma Maniere.
Ma Maniere.
But back to what I was saying, the founder of Ma Maniere, James Whitner, said that the inspiration behind this shoe was luxury goods, black culture, and where he grew up. And the burgundy or maroon color specifically was designed to symbolize blood and family. Needless to say, this is not just a white and maroon colored Air Jordan 1. There's a lot of meaning that went into the shoe and a lot of thought was put into it and all the materials that were used. It's a very, very interesting collaboration, and one that, on the surface, you might not totally understand. In fact, like most sneaker collaborations, we probably won't know all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this shoe, but it's nice to know that there is actually some serious meaning behind this sneaker, and it's not just a cracked leather Air Jordan 1. Speaking of the materials, and as you can probably already tell, most of the upper is covered in this white crackled leather. Now what I really like about this material is that it gives the upper of this shoe a lot of dimension and a lot of interest. And not only does it look like just crackled leather, from a distance it could also look like suede or nubuck. There's a lot of different ways that this shoe can be perceived, and I really like that about it. Now to be fair, throughout this review the shoe has been shedding on me, but I think that's just because that's the nature of the material and there's not much you can do about it. Plus, when you're actually wearing the shoe, you probably won't notice it, and also I think the material is just coming off a lot more in my hands than it would just walking around day to day. So according to James Whitner, the original material that they planned to use on the upper of this shoe was tumbled leather, but after actually seeing it on a sample, or maybe just seeing the material, I'm not sure how they saw it, but they didn't feel like it fit the actual idea of this collaboration, so instead they went with the crackled leather, and in my opinion, like I said, I think it really came out nicely. You don't really see a lot of cracked leather Air Jordans, and when you do, it's never the entire shoe, it's just a little part of the mudguard or something like that. This shoe is very different and very out there, and I really like it. Moving up in the shoe, the sneaker comes pre-started with a pair of maroon wax laces. They're very lightly waxed, so they're not going to be too hard for you to actually use and tie, but they do have a nice sheen to them, which I really like. Not only that, but they also give you a set of cream colored laces that actually match the midsole of the shoe if you decide to switch them out. But what I love about these wax laces in particular is that they give the shoe an air of luxury and premium feel to them, which I really like, especially because the shoe is a $200 pair of Air Jordan 1s. You're paying $30 more than you would for a standard pair of Jordan 1s, and it's nice to see that the shoe actually does have some premium details that make it feel like it's worth that price point. Underneath the laces, you've got more of that cracked white leather on the tongue, and at the top of the tongue, you've got this tag with the Nike Air branding in maroon and the Ma Maniere logo just below it in black and white. Moving inside the sneaker, you get to another luxurious feeling hip with the quilted sock liner that comes in maroon. That's a detail that seems to be a carryover from the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 3s, and while it's not something you can really see while you're wearing the shoe, it's something that I really like because it does make the shoe feel a lot more designer. Then rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got a maroon insole with this black patch stitched onto the heel that says Airness by Ma Maniere Air Jordan. It's a really nice touch, and again, because it's a stitched on detail rather than a printed detail, it feels more premium. As far as sizing and fit, the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 1s seem to fit just like every other pair of Air Jordan 1s. For me, that's true to size, but for you, it might be something different. However, if you've never tried on a pair of these before, I do recommend going true to size, just because it probably will fit you. Nike and Jordan brand sizing always seems to be on point, and that definitely seems to be the case with the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 1s. Continuing back in the shoe, you get to more of that cracked white leather on the eye stays as well as on the midfoot of the shoe, and then landing on top of the midfoot, you've got this maroon colored Nike swoosh with this faux snakeskin print. Now, to be honest, I don't love the fact that it's a fake printed on texture. It's like a maroon colored leather with this sort of darker colored print and gloss on top of it. To be fair though, it's not like they could actually put real snakeskin on there, and if they put like some weird textured finish on it, it might feel even faker than this. I mean, I'm definitely not mad at it, and I guess it's better than just a standard tumbled leather because that wouldn't have looked as interesting as this does. And I mean, you can't really put a real material like that costs huge amounts of money on a mass-produced sneaker, so you gotta do the next best thing, and that seems to be what they did. Again though, it doesn't look bad, and from a distance you would never know, but when you get up close to the shoe, you can definitely see that it's a print and not a real texture. Just above the Nike swoosh, you've got the classic Wings logo debossed into the cracked leather in dark maroon. And then in a detail that I found really cool and really interesting, these panels right here are actually not sewn down to the sneaker. It's a similar detail to what you'd find on the off-white Air Jordan 1s, and I really love it because it actually allows your pants to sit in a really cool way on the sneaker. Like they can rest in between this flap and the top part of the sneaker, so it gives it a very sort of casual feel, which I like. Not only that, but on the lateral side, it also looks like you've got this hidden Michael Jordan quote that says, "Learning's a gift, even when pain is your teacher," and then you've got Michael Jordan's signature, which I thought is another very cool hidden detail. Then moving around to the back of the shoe, you've got more of that cracked white leather and faux snakeskin material around the top of the ankle collar. And honestly, the back of the shoe is one of my favorite angles of this sneaker. I don't know why that is. I just love the way it looks. It's simple, it's clean, but it has a little bit of texture to it with the material choices that they went with. Then moving down on the shoe, you get to this cream colored, or I guess aged midsole, which I actually really like. Even though there's no other cream hits on the shoe, I like that it creates some contrast between the upper and it sort of separates it from the top of the shoe. And again, it makes the shoe feel more luxurious. It makes it feel more designer, and I love that about it. And then finally rounding off the Air Jordan 1s, you've got this maroon colored rubber outsole. So overall, I love the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 1s. I think it's an excellent sneaker. I love the story behind the shoe. In fact, I like the shoe even more now that I know the story behind the shoe. And actually, not only that, I like the shoe even more now that I've had it in hand and I felt the material quality and I've seen how nice the shoe looks on foot. It's a great sneaker and one that definitely took me by surprise. I know the Air Jordan 1 is my favorite silhouette of all time and I talk about it all the time, but I think in this case, as much as I love this shoe, I think the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 3s still beat it out for me. I think that's still a contender for sneaker of the year, and while this one will definitely be in the top 5 or the top 10, it can't beat the 3s for me. I don't know what it is about that shoe. Maybe it's the color blocking, maybe it's the material choice, but that shoe was gorgeous. And just the concept behind that shoe, the idea of a shoe inspired by the designer's mother, is really cool to me, especially because I was really close to my mother, and both the concept and the design of that shoe I think puts that one at the top for me. This one is a close second, but as far as Ma Maniere Air Jordan collaborations go, it's still number 2. But now I would love to know your thoughts on the Ma Maniere Air Jordan 1s and whether you were able to grab a pair for yourself on their initial release or whether you're going for their secondary release on the Sneakers app. So make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.